Welcome, everybody, to Tectonic Takes. How's it going this week? Big news out of San Jose camp. Basically, we're all here because of this main reason. One of the biggest homegrown signings for the Quakes and one of their biggest stars, actually, has been traded today to Austin FC. It is a $500,000 sale. We have Will here alongside of me. We're going to talk a little bit about this, and we're going to go in depth about it a little bit. We just wanted to get a quick little clip in there to kind of bring you guys to understand both sides of this equation, especially if Will, I know, is against it and I'm for it. So kind of a little debate here. All right, let's ask Will, man, what do you think? Straight into it.
Straight into it. Well, what's going on, everybody? Sorry, it's been a little while since I've been on here, but I've been busy. But as far as this Lima going on, $500,000 to start it off, fine. All right, let's go think of that aspect. $500,000.
Yeah.
I think I've been watching people on comments saying that's it. We got more for Godoy. You know, all these talks about, that wasn't enough. And I don't think it is enough. I mean, I think from starting off on that aspect, $500,000, at least we got something better than nothing, of course,
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think we definitely could have got more. I mean, yeah, he had an off year, but I think he should have been worth more. What do you think? Like, he should have been worth more than $500,000?
I agree with you. I think he was worth more than $500,000, yes. But he's a little on the older side now. He's past 25. He can be used to an expansion club. That's why Austin FC, because, I mean, that's why they went after him, right? He has MLS experience. He's a good quality MLS back. I saw a lot of people talking about on Twitter and Facebook, and that this reminds them of Beta Shore 2.0, right? Yes and no, right? If we just constantly have the same players out there with no difference, we're still going to have the same outcome. And at the end of the day, I think the Quakes are trying to strive a little bit more than just a playoff caliber team. And it has to be, unfortunately, cutting ties with our favorite players. And that's what I think is happening here.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the aspect of our favorite players, but I mean, okay, he's gone. Who are we going to replace him with? I mean, do we think we're really going to bring somebody up to actually play right back for us?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you that Tommy Thompson's not going to cut it. He got burned by Pavone all year, and Marcos Lopez has that left back spot done. That's his done and dusted, right? There has to be a reason why the Quakes were willing to give up Nick Lima. I'm wondering if they went to Austin FC and they're like, hey, the expansion draft's coming up. Is there anybody on our roster that you might like? And I was actually thinking maybe we re-sign Vaco to do like a sign and trade. But I was talking to Jamin Moore, and he says that doesn't really happen because of the CBA, and these players aren't multi-million-dollar contracts with the team. So it's really hard for a player to get up and move instantly, just like how it is in basketball and things like that, because they make a lot more money. So if they don't want Vaco, or if we can't find a way to give them Vaco, there had to be something, because Jesse always wants to trade a new expansion team. There had to be something that they wanted, and I guess Nick Lima was that.
Well, okay, so, I mean, all right, we're at this point now. Lima's gone. I mean, we can't do anything about it. I mean, I think I know you said he was on the older side, but I still think he had value to this team because, I mean, this team is notorious for not really signing anybody. Yeah. So to have this such a good talent out of our homegrown system was kind of, it's like he was like a free player, basically,
right. Exactly, a free player, right? So we got $500,000 for a free player that we paid nothing for.
Right, we got $500,000, which we could have got more, but I mean, the aspect that we're not going to get anybody else. I don't think we're going to sign any right back that's going to fill the spot, and then whoever we do have, we're going to be like, wow, we regret getting rid of Lima. Look how bad our right back is.
Yeah, I guess that's the gist of it, right? I mean, us as Quakes fans, we understand that we really don't get that many replacements, and when we do get replacements, a lot of the times we get like a Sean Francis, right, where it's like, oh man. But the Quakes have had decent backs. I mean, they had Jordan Stewart, Marvell Wynn. I mean, they weren't, I would say they're not the best. They weren't like Beta Shore and Morrow, but they were serviceable. I don't know if that's the homer in me kind of talking, but I just thought Nick Lima had not the best of a season last year. I think there was a couple goals that were purely on him, as well as giving up easy fouls in front of the box, especially in that Vancouver game where he gave that foul at the end of the box and they scored that free kick goal. That almost ruined our playoff chances. So I think a lot of this has been brewing. I think Almeida didn't really fit in his system, and I think he saw the opportunity to finally maybe get a fresh start at the right back position and get rid of some drama, and they took it.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, he had a bad season, but I mean, I wouldn't really count anybody to have, I wouldn't count this season really to anyone's stock or their value. It's such a weird year.
Because of COVID?
Yeah, just because of COVID and how it started, and then you had the tournament, and then you're playing. It just there was no flow. There's no real legit flow to the season. So you can't really give like a full judgment. Yeah, they played a good amount of games, and you can still judge those games at hand. But still, I mean, for Lima, for a player that's been around, I mean, you can't really judge him off that just one season. And fine, if Almeida was done with them, you better hope that there's got to be someone to fill his spot. I mean, I hope they have a plan coming into this, because I mean, Nick Lima he was valuable to this team, and he's going to be valuable to FC Austin. They're going to enjoy him.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
do you think that Paul Marie will be the serviceable backup at left back, or will be a starter now at right back?
I mean, we just, like you said earlier, you said Lopez is our left back. So I mean, I don't think we're gonna move Lopez to the right back and then start putting Marie to the left. I don't think that's what they would do, but I mean, unless they really think that Lopez would do just fine, and then they can try. I mean, but I don't. Is really Paul Marie our answer to be serviceable enough to get us by?
Right.
And not even that. And to, like, okay, you said you just don't want him just to be a playoff team. Well, is Paul Marie going to make us better in the playoffs? Right.
And that's, I guess I'm leaning more on the side that I guess I haven't been there around for the heartbreaks. And I just think with this is a make or break for Matias Almeida this year. And I think they're going to just put everything in the basket this year. I mean, all eggs in this basket. Like, I don't think they would have gotten rid of a starting caliber right back for nothing, right? I think they must have something up their sleeve. They have to be thinking of bringing something in, because again, like you said, Paul Marie and Tommy Thompson, they're just not going to cut it. You see teams like Columbus and Seattle just having loads and loads of talent, and I hate to break it, but we love these guys, but they're not going to cut it in this day and age of the MLS.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So it's like, was it really going to be worth getting rid of? I mean, are we going to sign some big player with this $500,000 and then just be a little worse on the defensive side of the ball to hopefully be better on the offense? I mean, where it's hard to tell, because I mean, this system is a man marking system,
right? So
I mean, it's hard to tell who can come in and be serviceable. It might be someone we never even really heard of. It's going to be some random guy that Almeida think, oh, he plays great in my system. So that hopefully works out. That's what we'll be hoping for. Is more of the guy can play this system, whoever it's going to be. I don't know who.
Yeah, I was talking a little bit on Twitter, kind of just pulling some strings, maybe starting some rumors. But there's a right back that used to play for the Earthquakes, and he recently got cut by an MLS playoff team, and he had a great season and knows the man marking system, and that is our very own that we have had on our podcast, Kevin Partita. I mean, as of right now, why not as a right back depth, and then maybe bring in someone else? So again, he knows the man marking system. He's played right back before, and he's played for the Earthquakes before. So that could be like a quick fix, right? Put a Band-Aid on a open wound type of ordeal, but there has to be something in the works. We're not going to put Shea Salinas out there the whole year, right? We're not going to put Paul Marie out there or Tommy Thompson. There has to be another type of deal. And really quickly, this has become a norm for Jesse Farnelli, and I do like it. They must have been protecting someone. They felt like if they didn't trade Nick Lima to Austin, they would have lost someone either on a free or basically nothing coming back to them. So there must be something that made them want to do this.
So are you telling me this is like they're basically for sure we don't have to give anything to FC Austin on
exactly like how they did with Godoy, how they did with I forgot his name off the top of my head, the calendar in Inter Miami. They're doing it now with Austin. I just thought personally it would be a different player. I knew this might have been coming, but I thought they would maybe sign like a Vaco and then just be like, hey, like, we'll give you this DP caliber, even though he doesn't want to play for us, but we don't want him back, but he plays great. And I just thought it would be someone else, not Nick Lima. But if we can get something for Nick Lima, still, that's $500,000. That's not bad. Again, like guys like Mule went for free, right? He was played for Red Bulls and he went for free. He was looking for Europe, the same trajectory as Nick Lima, and he was a U.S. men's national team kind of tryout, and just like Nick Lima, and he went on a free. So it could be worse, right?
I mean, obviously it could have been worse. It could have been less. So, I mean, but we just know as Earthquake fans that we should have gotten more. I mean, for just for that kind of caliber player. But I mean, like you said, Fornelli was just ready to go, pull the trigger on it, and we just, I mean, as Quakes fans, what happens if they don't do anything? What happens if they get nobody?
Almeida.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna get some random guys, and are they gonna be enough though?
Andy Rios or Alanis?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna be like, okay, and then you kind of know what these guys are, but like, are we gonna find? Like, this is supposed to be the year, right? This is the last year.
This is the make or break.
I mean, that's gonna be tough. It's a little frustrating just because I feel like I don't know that the Quakes are just notorious and to not getting anyone, right. We've beat on this drum before. The Quakes don't get anyone, and then to give away like our starter,
a good player.
It just hurts even more. It'd been different if it was like Luis Felipe, even though he's not coming back. But you know what I'm saying, like a player like that, like whatever, he didn't matter. It's no big deal.
So this happened with Godoy, right? But Godoy was already kind of out of the 18 already, and it didn't hurt as much. But Godoy was a good player when he was playing for us, and he he was a bright spot in those bad years, and we did get $600,000 for him. So I don't know. It's a tough. I bet you anything that they did have an offer for more money, but they wanted to trade him to Austin because they wanted to protect someone. There has to be a reason behind this. Either they're protecting Shea Salinas or someone that they felt like was going to be taken in that expansion draft, or even Nick Lima. Maybe they were protecting him and getting something for him. The return on investment, they have to have sat down and saw, okay, Tommy Thompson can't be protected because he's over the age of 25. Nick Lima is in the same boat. That homegrown protection is gone. So they have to use protected spots for those guys. And that means they can't protect either Wondolowski or Salinas or even maybe like a Utzin, right? So some maybe more valuable guys were at risk if they didn't trade him. And that's the whole thing.
Well, I think, for us to really, we would have to really dissect that. Like, I would really need to know the exact expansion rules and how many spots you get. And then, like you said, there's more rules when it comes to, like, guys if they're over a certain age. So I think we would have to really break that down, and we could kind of do our own, scenario on who would be. Because, at this point, I wouldn't think anyone would be going crazy for, a Chase Salinas. Do you really want a guy?
Legend.
Well, for us, right? But he's more of a sub player. I'm assuming if I'm thinking of a super draft, like I want to try to get a starter
or an expansion draft, right?
Yeah. So exactly from expansion draft, I would be thinking, I want a starter for each of my spots. That's true.
Yeah.
Or at least a good role player right off the bench.
Or maybe they saw that, hey, it's either Tommy Thompson or Nick Lima, and they thought Tommy Thompson maybe has a higher ceiling.
I would hope not. I would not hope that was the comparison. I know we re-signed Tommy, but still. Yeah.
And then a little bit of news. The San Jose Earthquakes acquired the New England Revolution's natural fourth-round selection in the 2022 MLS Super Draft in exchange for college rights to defender John Bell. So a guy that wasn't even a part of our system or any interest we got. He was a second-round pick, but since he didn't want to play for us or he didn't have any wants to play soccer, we got a fourth-round pick for us. So I think this is a little bit of good management just because we possibly get a filler for our USL U23 team, which is coming in the future, and we don't lose anything, right? He's the guy that wasn't playing for us. Any thoughts on that, Will?
Yeah, no, I once I saw it, I was just like, okay, a guy didn't want to play for the Quakes. We got something back. We got something in return. And that's all we can at least ask for on that aspect. No one's going to be like, oh my God, he was going to be awesome, but whatever. He didn't want to play with us. We couldn't do anything about it. So, we got rid of him. And
Yeah.
we got something in return, and that's all you can ask for on that.
At least it wasn't like the A's drafting Kyler Murray with their first round pick, something like that, right? That burns a little more. Or Russell Wilson to the Yankees type of, or the Texans ordeal. So again, we get something that we might be able to fill in. I wonder where this USL 23 team is going to be. I'm hoping it's somewhere in San Francisco. I mean, Oakland. We'll see. We'll definitely see what's going on. But exciting news out of the Quakes today. Happy Sunday, everybody. We want to give a quick shout out to all of our Patreoners and all of our supporters. Thank you to the Beautiful Game Network and Roughneck Scarves and Icarus FC. We appreciate your guys' sponsorships. Will, any closing thoughts?
The closing thoughts, I think, for every Quakes fan is we got to hope they make the right moves now. I mean, like you said, this is it. This is the final push for Almeida, and we better hope for a lot of new news, getting blasted on Twitter about us signing somebody.
Yeah, no, definitely. My closing thoughts is we could have lost him for nothing, and we got something instead of nothing. So it might hurt. This might be a Beta Short 2.0, but at least we got something for nothing. And we wish the best to Nick Lima. We are a little critical of him on this show, but it's just our role to, empower some Quakes fans, what they are thinking, what they're not thinking, things like that. But Nick Lima, you have a great opportunity in front of you to live in a great place. He's moving to Oracle. He's moving to Texas, just like Oracle. I saw a comment and that was pretty funny. But yeah, man, best of luck. Austin FC is gonna love you. The Quakes fans will always love you here too. But again, I appreciate you guys all for tuning in today. And go Quakes.
Go Quakes.
Thank you.